Well, here I am actually in Stockholm, and what I'd like to talk about is a subject that I've already raised on my blog about Latvian telecoms, and that is that the former Prime Minister and member of the People's Party, Tautas Partija, in Latvia, Aigars Kalvītis, has been given a sinecure or a kind of favoritized job on the supervisory board of Lattelecom. Now, why does this have something to do with failed state Latvia? Well, the connection is that here we have Lattelecom, a partly state-owned company. 51% is owned by the Latvian state, 49% by Sweden's Telia Sonera. And this company in the late 1990s was kind of the great Satan. Everybody blamed all kinds of things on Lattelecom, high calling tariffs and inadequate digitalization of the countryside. And that sort of gradually faded away as Lattelecom became a major provider of excellent, or rather excellent, DSL services and that sort of thing, and was standing more or less on its own feet. People were not associating it so much with the government or so much with the Swedes or anybody in particular. Now, by putting this person, this former prime minister, who has shown that he couldn't really run the country because it was on his watch that we got into the present economic situation in Latvia, which is pretty dire and which I've talked about before. Now he is becoming a kind of important figurehead for Lattelecom. Now, what does that mean? That means that people will associate with him with the policies of this company or the company with him. And in effect, Lattelecom's brand, which has improved its reputation, is going to be in some way politically harmed and degraded by the presence of a rather controversial person. There are two other people who are, of course, named to this supervisory board. One of them is Uģis Zemturis, a former banker, who probably brings the kind of generalist's approach and knowledge of the financial system, knowledge of how to do economic analysis, although the banks apparently also didn't do the best job possible in Latvia. But nonetheless, the other gentleman on the board is Jānis Bergs, who comes from the Latvian IT and software industry, which is probably the kind of person Lattelecom needs in order to continue working in its new direction of combining telecommunications services with IT services in its subsidiary company, Lattelecom Technology, and outsourcing of various things in Lattelecom BPO, and so forth and so on. So these guys would basically be all right, except for Mr. Kalvītis, who brings his rather unpleasant reputation, associations with a political party that has a support of only about 1.7% of the electorate, a party in complete disgrace, blamed for everything that's happened for Latvia. And now this is going to be all sort of hang like a cloud around Lattelecom, which is a company that actually should have been privatized when the price was right. Probably not the right time to do it now. And shouldn't be influenced by politics at all, because telecommunications is a strictly commercial business where you stand and fall on the way you treat your customers and not on what your customers think of some of the people who seem to be or appear to be running the company or appear to be getting some of the company's money as a kind of retirement benefit, leaving politics, as Mr. Kalvītis has, at the age of 43, and with a background in dairy farming and that sort of thing that has absolutely nothing to do with telecommunications or high technology. So this is just another way in which the Latvian kind of society and political culture continues to destroy itself or damage the private sector unnecessarily by putting people into these highly paid, even with a salary cap of 2,800 lats per month. It's a pretty highly paid position. A lot of people would not mind making more than the equivalent of 5,000 US dollars a month, which is a $60,000 salary. Not bad even for a lot of people in the United States and other countries, and here in Sweden, where I am for a couple of days. So there you have it, the connection between the appointment of the former Prime Minister to the Lattelecom Supervisory Board, and the overall theme of Latvia, the failed or maybe just failing state.